In the heart of the enchanted forest, where the sunlight filtered through the canopy in golden rays and the air was filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers, lived a fairy named Lumina. Lumina was known throughout the forest for her kind heart and gentle spirit. With her shimmering wings and her laughter like tinkling bells, she brought joy and light wherever she went. One bright morning, as Lumina danced among the flowers, she heard a soft chirping sound coming from the branches above. Looking up, she saw a family of birds, fluttering about in distress. "What's wrong, my feathered friends?" Lumina asked, her voice filled with concern. One of the birds, a mother robin with a worried expression, chirped in reply. "We're trying to build a nest for our babies, but we can't find enough twigs and leaves to make it strong and sturdy." Lumina's heart went out to the birds. Without a proper nest, their babies would be left vulnerable to the elements and predators. With a determined nod, Lumina offered to help. "Leave it to me," she said with a smile. "I'll gather twigs and leaves from the forest, and together, we'll build the most beautiful nest you've ever seen." With that, Lumina set off into the forest, her wings shimmering in the sunlight. She flitted from tree to tree, gathering twigs and leaves with her delicate hands. As she worked, the birds chirped their approval, their spirits lifted by Lumina's kindness and generosity. After hours of gathering, Lumina returned to the birds with a bundle of twigs and leaves in her arms. Together, they wove the materials into a cozy nest, lining it with soft feathers and moss. When they were finished, the nest was a masterpiece of craftsmanship, sturdy and snug against the wind. The birds chirped their thanks to Lumina, their eyes shining with gratitude. With tears of joy in her eyes, Lumina watched as the mother bird settled into the nest, her babies nestled safely beneath her wings. As Lumina flew through the forest, her heart filled with happiness at having helped her feathered friends. But her journey was far from over. Along the way, she encountered a group of animals huddled together beneath a tree, their eyes filled with fear. "What's wrong, my friends?" Lumina asked, landing softly beside them. One of the animals, a rabbit with trembling ears, spoke up. "We've been displaced from our home by a fierce storm. We have nowhere to go, and the forest is a dangerous place for creatures like us." Lumina's heart went out to the animals. Without a safe place to shelter, they would be vulnerable to predators and the elements. With a determined nod, Lumina offered to help. "Fear not, my friends," she said with a reassuring smile. "I'll find a new home for you, somewhere safe and warm where you can live in peace." With that, Lumina set off into the forest, her wings glowing softly in the moonlight. She searched high and low, exploring every nook and cranny until she found the perfect spot for the animals to make their new home. When she returned to the animals with the good news, they cheered and thanked Lumina with tears of gratitude. Together, they journeyed to their new home, a cozy burrow nestled beneath the roots of an ancient tree. As they settled in, Lumina watched with a warm heart, knowing she had made a difference in their lives. But Lumina's journey was not yet over. As she flew through the forest, she heard a faint cry for help coming from a nearby grove of trees. Following the sound, she discovered a group of injured pixies, their delicate wings torn and tattered. "What happened?" Lumina asked, her voice filled with concern. One of the pixies, a tiny creature with tear-filled eyes, spoke up. "We were caught in a fierce storm, and our wings were damaged by the wind and rain. We can't fly, and we're afraid we'll never be able to return to our home in the clouds." With that, Lumina set to work, using her magic to mend the pixies' wings and restore them to their former glory. As she worked, the pixies' eyes filled with wonder and gratitude, their hearts filled with hope once more. When she was finished, Lumina watched with tears of joy as the pixies took flight, their wings shimmering in the sunlight. With a final wave goodbye, they disappeared into the clouds, their laughter echoing through the forest like a melody of gratitude. As Lumina flew through the forest, her heart filled with happiness at having helped her friends in need. For in the heart of the enchanted forest, where the sunlight danced through the trees and the air was filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers, Lumina's kindness and compassion shone like a beacon of light, illuminating the path for all who needed her help.